Last note. My whole life, I've been looking for closure in every single thing that I can get. Friends, activities, and whatever. It's just never enough. I've never felt any genuine love from family or happiness. It's always me struggling like I have to work to get my rights. I have to do something in order to get something in return. I know I'm not perfect. I've made mistakes, and one single mistake I made is what you're using against me right now. I feel so anxious and I can't help it. I've been sitting on the edge my whole life, waiting for the next bad thing to happen. I can't do that anymore. I'm grateful for all the ones that genuinely loved me, and I'm sorry to the ones that are affected by doing what I need to do, but I really need this peace. That was the note that was written by a young lady called Omoyem, and her friend said that on the 5th of March 2021, I found out about the most disturbing news. A friend of mine, Peme herself, it was the unbelievable because she was literally fine the night before, posting about the Grammys, only to find out that she had gone some few hours later. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Bridget. Thank you very much for stopping by today. So today I am sharing about African toxic parenting, and I'm starting off with this story about a young lady who unfortunately Beme herself, I can't use the word, and I hope you guys know what I'm talking about. She deleted herself a few weeks ago, and this is what happened. This was shared by her friend on social media. So she Beme herself because her family allegedly accused her of stealing money. So this was her mother and her grandmother who accused her of theft, and she said they wrongly accused her that she did not take the money. Now, a friend of hers who shared the story on social media said that when the news got to them on the 15th of March, they were all shocked because they didn't believe she could do something like that. Because she was very boisterous and very happy, presents as somebody who is always the life and soul of the party. She's the one that smiles the most. And she literally posted it like the night before. So she had planned it, but she put a post. The first page that I read to you was what she wrote, and she said this was her last note. And the friend said that the investigation that she did to find out how can this my friend that is so seems very happy, she's always smiling, how can she do something like that? She suspected that there was foul play. So her friend said she decided to dig a little bit to find out more information. And she put out a post and said, "This is the most viral person I've ever known. What happened?" Almost no one could answer any of the question at the time. Most of us just seemed to assume that it was depression. And she was masking it with a smile. Say, I've known her for a very long time, even with personal issues. And she didn't know that it ever got to a point where she could do something like this. That she find it extremely hard to believe. So she did some digging, and to the best of her ability, this is what she discovered. This is what she's now sharing, and this is the main reason why I'm sharing this story with you guys tonight. She said, according to her digging and her investigation, that it's not entirely depression that made this girl do what she did. That it was emotional abuse that pushed her to that point. It pushed her off the edge. And she was able to locate her phone. She found her phone and saw some chats between this young lady called Omoyeme with her mother. Apparently, her mother and her grandmother accused her of taking a large amount of money, which she had nothing to do with. She pleaded with them of her innocence, and it seems like it's been happening for a while now, and no one believed her. She said that she didn't take the money, but the mother and the grandmother kept saying that she's a thief, that she was the one that took the money. And she also attached, chats, WhatsApp chat that she screenshot to show, the conversation between this young lady, Omoye, and her mother, where the mother was, You're basically saying that she does not believe anything she has to say, you know, and she was threatening to arrest her for a crime that she did not commit. And the friend said that she reached her limit and reached out to them one last time, but they still didn't want to have anything to do with her. They were still threatening her, and emotional abuse and mental abuse was too much for her. So she didn't know what to do. So she decided to go and buy snapper. In Nigeria, that's what a lot of people have been using, and I don't know why they still haven't regulated that substance. It's actually very dangerous, but you can get it to buy easily because they use it for, they use it to treat all these rodents and, mouse and things like that. So she decided to go and buy it, and the friend is saying that after she died, she started seeing a lot of strange comments about her, and she didn't want people to start making any unnecessary assumption about why it happened, and that's why she's putting out this statement, so that she really wants to out the family, to say the family are actually responsible. Her own mother, her biological mother, is the main person that was so, like, abusive emotionally to this young lady. So apparently, she went and bought the substance and still tried to have a conversation with her mother, but they didn't care. She didn't care. And because it's like she was literally crying out for love, she was crying out for somebody to believe her, you know. And when they didn't talk to her, they didn't want to listen to her, she decided to go ahead. And the friend said that she basically deleted herself over something that could have been avoided. And I'm posting this because I've been seeing strange comments regarding her. Stop the speculation. I also want to raise awareness on the impact of words by family members to their children, especially parents and guardians. She said, my friend passed because she was bullied by her own family, her own mother, and she felt alienated. If you can't be kind, she said, don't have kids. Stop bringing children into this world to suffer. Parents should learn how to show their children love and affection. Most times, parents care only about physical health and not mental or emotional well-being. And then she screenshotted the conversation where Omoyeme was saying to her mom, I'm going to buy this. She told her mother she's going to buy it. And the mother kept talking about the money and said, you say you did not take the money, so why are you going to buy it? She didn't take it serious. She said, you said you didn't take the money, why are you going to buy this substance? And the girl was saying, but I can't suffer for what I didn't do. Talk to me, pick my call now before I do this. And the mother kept saying, where is my money? You are with the money. And she said, okay. And the mother said, it was just back and forth. There was even an audio. I don't know if I should play it to you guys. It is quite something to listen to, but I'm just going to insert it here. But viewers' discretion is advised.
My mommy, you want me to lie against myself and what I did not do? No problem, there'll be no need for you to. No, don't pick anybody up. I've already bought the sniper. No problem. Bye-bye.
So guys, you could hear that. That's the voice of the Omoye, this girl, unfortunately. And there were other chats where she was telling her mother how she felt. She said, I never felt love in this family. Not once. Throughout my whole life, it's been me struggling with everything. And it ends now. And the mother kept berating her, saying that, she should send the money to her own mother, her grandmother, who allegedly owned the money. You are not a good child. You lie too much. She said so many things to her on that chat. And this is after she had told her mother what she was about to do. Oh my God. Some mothers, Some mothers and some parents generally, I tell you, they shouldn't be parents. Your own child told you this is how they are feeling, And I feel like what this young woman who posted this thing is saying is quite right, because she's trying to highlight the danger of parents who emotionally abuse their children without caring about the impact of their words. Some African parents are quite brutal. Let's not lie. Some of them are quite. I mean, I was having this conversation at home. We're having this conversation, and Esther and I were talking, and she was like, she feels like it's like a ripple effect, because they too were never loved, or their parents did not express love to them. Maybe that's why they are like that. But I said, well, I feel like a generation ago or 2 generations ago, yes. But now, what's your excuse? You don't need to raise your children the way you were raised. You can choose to raise your children differently. We've got books teaching us about parenting, especially for Africans who live in the diaspora. What is your excuse to say, oh, this is the way I was raised, I turned out fine? Unfortunately, it's not everyone that turned out fine. So many adults today are very damaged. They were raised by African parents and they are completely damaged. Yeah, they think they are okay, but they are not. It's because of the parenting. So as adults now, I feel like we are having children now, and the children, are about to have children, or some of you are grandmothers already. We can make a conscious effort to say, I choose not to raise my children by, it's like you punishing them by stabbing them of love. This young girl said, I have never felt love in this family. I mean, people can argue and say, oh, there are some evil children, there are some bad children, but the way I explained it, or the way I see it, is that children, they come empty like this. It's like a glass. It's like a clear glass. There's nothing in there. It's you, the parents, the adults, the environment, the school. What you put in that glass is what will fill them up. And that's what will form or shape their behavior, their character, their learning, their way of life, everything, their development is what the adults in their life will put into their life that will shape it. And a lot of children feel so unloved that even when something terrible happens to them, like they experience, a neighbor, strangers, somebody, has done something to them that they shouldn't be doing to them, like abuse, they cannot speak, because it is a blame culture whereby you are the one that is constantly blamed. Okay, let's talk about money. This girl, the Omoye, was accused of stealing money. They say she stole money. She said she didn't steal it. And she said the burden of always trying to prove herself to her parent is too much for her. She's only a young lady. She's in her 20s. And already she's feeling so unloved. And what anyone that is watching this video need to understand is that children are different. Some children are very, very, the way they can handle things, they are tougher. And things will just bounce off them. But some children are very emotional. So the same thing that another child will be able to take, they can't take it. It will affect them so much. So guys, the question I'm asking now, I wish I knew who her mother is just to ask her one simple question. Now that you pushed her to an early grave, are you happy? Are you satisfied? Have you got your so-called money now? Because some people are just so all about money, 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 money. And sometimes I look at the environment where we live here in Obodooyinbo. You see Oyibo people raise their children with love. They still turn out well. It's not all of them that that they turn out well. They turn out to be responsible. I know some of them are unruly. Like, they'll say, oh, they know they beat their children. I make their children know they get manners. But if you see the real ones, because every society get different kind of people, they know they raise their children with so much love and devotion, but they go still turn out well. Why we Africans, some of us, they like all this kind unnecessary punishment and unnecessary. No go fit tell your pikin say you love him. You know if you hug your pikin. If pikin do anything, you go they treat am as if na adults. And I'm sure that it's not one day that all these issues started. Oh, it's not one day. Oh, this is like she said. It's like every time she has to prove herself nobody has showed her love. It's like it's a trade by barter. She has to do something for them to show her a little bit of love, and then they withdraw it again. Then she has to work hard again to do something. Some African parents, their children will be doing well in school. If they get a B, they will tell you, instead of you to say, oh, well done, you did well. Okay, what do we need to do? Where do we need to focus on so that next time you can get an A? They won't look at it like that. They will just start yabbing their child, saying, hey, is it not your mate that had A? Why can't you have A? You are rejoicing because you had a B or a C. Meanwhile, they don't know jack. So there are so many things that are wrong in the way a lot of African parents parented their children, for so many generations now, that we need to change. We really need to change parenting. There's a lot of toxic parenting going on in our community. I'm telling you, some of you that listen to me too, you do it. The only fear that you have is the fear of social services that, okay, if you do this, you get in trouble. That's why now not to the beat safe. Some still they hide the beat like that. Oh. At the end of the day, now what did this mama get? You don't get the money back now. The money where they say she steal, you don't get them back. See, not everybody deserves to be parents. So it's unfortunate that people who have love, they've got so much love in their hearts, they can care for children. Sometimes some of them know they see picking born. It's not because of their fault or anything. No, it just happens. My people, meanwhile, others, when they don't even like children, then they don't even like, they're just born because, okay, maybe it happened by accident, or maybe they marry and they feel say, okay, the husband wants children, or they just feel say, okay, now part of adult life, but that's say you're supposed born. They'll just born. They don't get any love to give picking. Their heart just hard like Pharaoh own. Very wicked heart now they get towards your own child. If you feel do this kind of thing for your own child, what do you go do to another person's child where they stay with you? Anybody will know this woman, I bet anybody will know this young girl, mama. I bet Mona go congratulate him. Mona congratulate him. Say do well. Now when Pikin don't terminate herself, I hope she's happy. The girl don't rest now. I hope she's happy. I also say she do party to celebrate. Say, okay, this problematic child where they always give me trouble. When they cuss her all the time, they cuss her. Some African parents, the kind of words where they use on their children is unimaginable. They will call them dons. You will call them all kinds of names where I don't feel mention for YouTube here where we say YouTube go verse. And no say children know they forget something. When they grow, they will remember. This is what my parents said. Now they call them names that they will never forget. Let us do better. This is really, really unfair. Some African parents, now through their children, they won't live their life. All the things they fail to realize in their own life, now through their picking life, they won't live them. They go want make their picking be doctor. Them no even finish secondary school. Why you not be doctor if you want be doctor? Your own life. I'm not saying that it's not good for you to, want the best for your child. It's good. We all push hard for education. We push hard for them to succeed and everything. But one thing we need to learn, especially as Africans who live in the diaspora, is that children learn differently. Children are different. Their skills, capacity, and their knowledge and what do I call it? The gift that they have is different. That's why two children, you cannot compare them. If you have more than one child, you will know. Some will be academic, some will not. They like school, some will not like school. Some will have, they will be artistic. They shall like music, or they like to paint, or something that had to do with their hand. You understand? When I did a quick Google search and when I was preparing for this video, look at this. This is another one. Unilag. If you know how many of these incidents where they happen, where we don't know. This is 2017. Another Unilag student. What happened? They accuse him of theft. So many examples. Just a quick Google search. Just put them. Say, hey, girl, because say they accuse them. You will see not only Nigeria alone, safe. Other African countries, they're full grand berekete. What is going on, parents? I beg now. How can they do like this? See, this one a Zambia girl. Now the mother self accused him again. This is Zambian girl. Mother accused her of stealing 3 new pants because of 3 new pants. Grade 10. This is 2021, February. She's only 16 years old. The mama they accuse and say, he thief. The kind names where you go use. I not talk say good, maybe picking the thief. But there are ways that you should go about. If not discipline you won't do, there's a difference between discipline and punishment and wickedness. I'm gonna do small because at the end of the day, all these things when they do so, it no pay anybody, my people. It not pay. Parents should be kind to their children, and every child say, nobody your children. Some men don't frustrate them when the papa of the man don't frustrate and where he don't deal with and where maybe he leave and go marry another woman, and now that pikin go suffer all the punishment. You go turn that pikin to in papa begin to punish her anyhow. Why? And our women know it's mostly mothers. Fathers too do it, but it's mostly mothers. Why? Make una think, this is not the best. If you are one of those parents that you're not raising your children with love, have a rethink today. The damage you are doing, you won't know it now until that child one day. My people, now so we see may God help us with this parenting thing. Some African, every culture get a good and a bad part. And the part of the culture were not good, like I was talking about bride price in my last video, and people talk say the good part of our milk we keep and the one way no good make we discard them. So it's the same thing with parenting. Anything about African parenting, when I know say una suffer from our parents, and maybe your mama they put you upside down, they lock you up, they do all sorts of terrible things to you. You don't need to repeat them. Let's break the circle. I beg. I tell God, beguna, let's break the circle of toxic African parenting. Let us learn how to parent our children with love, with kindness, so that they will grow up tomorrow, feel loved, appreciated, and become, very well balanced citizen in the society that will be useful. So my people, I'm just going to leave it here today, and I will talk to you in my next video. Leave me your thoughts. What do you see about this matter? What I talk so? How do you guys feel about it? What will be the experience when you don't get growing up in Africa? What was the worst thing that your parent did to you that you feel like you will never repeat with your children? If you're a parent now and you have your own children now, you feel say this thing I suffer from my papa hand, my mama hand, and I choose to raise my children differently. Share your thought with me in the comment section, and I will speak to you in my next video. Thanks a lot guys for watching. I love you. Bye bye.